Hey everyone, so in this video we are going to look at Algotrading API, which is Samco's API. So Samco is a broker in India. So they provide this free trading API. So I thought this might be good for beginners just like me, as I'm starting with algo trading. Okay, so what you will actually need to do is you will have to actually go to this samco.in website, and over here you can see that this is Samco's web page, and then what you need to do is you have to open an account. So first of all you will need to open an account with Samco. If you're interested in that, then you can actually go down in the description below. You will find my affiliate link that will give you 10 free trades, and that will also support this channel for you guys as well. Okay, all right. Okay, so you might be wondering that why we should need to move to Samco. We can just go with Zerodha's trading API. So let me actually tell you, Zerodha's Kite API actually is costing around 2000 rupees per month. That might not be a good amount for beginners. So I thought let's go with some free APIs for starting. Okay, so after you open an account with Samco, okay, you will actually need to go to the Samco Star back office. So at back office you will find something like this, and over here you will go to subscription, and then go to this StockNote API. So StockNote API is the API that we'll be using. I'll be actually demonstrating it for you as well in today's video. Alright, so you will have to actually activate this API first of all. Without activating, it will not work on your account. So as you can see that I have activated this API on this August 16th 2021, and over here you can actually go to the documentation of it. So in the documentation page, as you will find over here, okay, so it is telling me that it is a bad gateway. Alright, so maybe it is not accessible as of now. So we'll actually go to the Python documentation. That page is like general documentation, but we'll go to the specific Python documentation that you will find over here on this web page. I will link it down in the description below if you want. Alright, so first of all what you'll need to do is you will have to actually install this StockNote API bridge using this pip command. Right, so I'll be actually showing you everything. Okay, so let me actually launch Jupyter Notebook, cd algo trading. Okay, and then we'll launch Jupyter Notebook. Okay, all right, so we are over here now. Let's actually open another file. So this is Samco demonstration, rename, and yes. So I would suggest you that you should actually write your details like this, like in a file. Okay, so this details file might look like this. So you will have user ID, and then user ID in a string, password in a string, and then year of birth in a string. So these are the things that you will be actually requiring for logging into your Samco's web page. So I have already done that in my original login details.py. I will not be showing you that because that is sensitive information. All right, so so this is Samco demonstration, and now you will have to actually install this StockNote API bridge. So let's install that. So you can actually install it like this: pip install StockNote bridge, and as you can see I have already installed it, so I don't actually need this. Okay, so I'll just remove it. All right, so now yes, so you don't need to actually do that. Okay, so we have the index over here. So what you can actually do with this API, so first of all you'll actually need to import this API. So I'll just copy this code. I just don't want to write that long, right? So as you can see that we have imported the API, and one more thing that you will require is JSON package. So I'll just import that as well. All right, so now we can actually do this over here. All right, so I just forgot to import the login details file. Login details, import user ID, password, and year of birth. Okay, So this is what you will actually require for now, I hope. Alright, so as you can see over here that this is the login statement, so we can actually log into the account that you would have opened. Right, so we have login details. Okay, so for user ID we'll just write user ID over here. So this is just a dictionary over here, and we have password, and then you will have year of birth. Okay, okay, Samco is not, oh yes, why did I forgot. Okay, Samco StockNote API bridge, and that should work now. Okay, so now if you write login, and then you will see that it returns something like this. So what you will actually require is this thing. So this session token is really important. Like, this is your digital identity that you should always remember. All right, and never share this session token with anyone, because if you did that, then they might be able to trade just like you would be able to. Okay, so that you should always remember. Okay, I just wanted to put it forward. Now this data, as you can see, is in string format, and we won't be able to actually take out this value because this is pretty important, and we'll have to actually set it to this Samco object or the instance that we have just created. So what we'll actually do is we'll use JSON package, and I'll write json.loads, and that will convert it to a dictionary. So this dictionary is what we require. And now what you will do is you'll just put this session token, copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so this will give you this session token. And now what I would want is, I just want to put this session token in this login statement only, because I just don't want to put it again and again in this instant of Samco's API bridge. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just write samco.set session token, and then session token equals, and then I'll just cut this code and paste it over here. Okay, and if everything goes fine, then we won't receive any error over here. Okay, so everything is fine now. All right, so we are now logged into the account, and please remember that when you receive this login message, so okay, so we can actually write this. Okay, that will be much better. Okay, so this login message will tell you pretty important things that you should always remember, that this is your server time. Okay, then status is success, status message, session token, account ID, name, and then the exchange list that you can trade on, then the order type that you can put in exchange, and then product list, like CNC means cash and carry, CO means cover order, and MIS is for intraday, marginal intraday square of something like that. Okay, so that you should always remember. This is a pretty important message. All right, now let's move forward, and let's try to understand what we can do with this API. All right, okay, so yes, samco.search equity derivative, and you can actually search for this symbol, that is script. But what I wanted to actually show you is something from equity. Okay, so we'll be actually importing some equity data from Samco's trading API with the help of Samco's trading API. So what you can actually do is you can actually do something like Samco dot get historical candle data. Okay, now you will have to actually write symbol over here, so symbol name. So let's go with the say Reliance. Okay, and then you will have to write from date. So if you are wondering that how do I know that, so you can actually go to the documentation over here, and over here you will find some of these information, like from date and async request. So async is we'll be actually discussing this later on. Today we'll not be discussing it. Okay, So symbol name, from date, and then a to date. There is another thing which is to date. So the date format that they use actually is 2021. Let's get the data from the starting of this year to today, and that will be to date. And let me actually write it like this: to date equals, so today is 17th of October, so we'll be writing 17th of October 10/17 and run this code. So this will return you this pretty good message. So I would like to actually add over here that this API is pretty fast, like it is the fastest that I have ever seen. I used to use this NSE Pi, that was pretty slow because this kind of that NSE Pi scrapes the website for this historical data, but these guys are actually using APIs to receive the data from exchanges. That is why this is pretty fast API. So if you want to use that, then go ahead and open your account with Samco. All right, so I'll write like history. I'll write something like that. Okay, history. Okay, so again, as you might have guessed, that we'll have to use a JSON package for converting this data to your history. Actually history. Okay, so we'll be actually converting it to the dictionary. So history.json.loads. So this will give you a pretty good decent data. So now what you will require is, you will require this thing, copy and paste it over here. Okay, now you just have this historical data over here. Okay, so now for converting it to a much better format, what you would require is, you will require in the package, as you might have already guessed, you will require pandas data frame. Okay, so when you have imported this, now what I'll do is I'll just write something like this: pd dot data frame, and then if you run this code, you will see that we have a pretty decent looking data, which you can actually send to a CSV file if you want. Okay, but we are not going to do that as of now. And now what I think is, we can actually plot this data as well. So for plotting this data, I would use Plotly as my that Plotly is my favorite library for import Plotly dot graph objs as go. Okay, so this is my favorite library for data visualization, because this has actually a pretty decent documentation, and furthermore it is fast, and the output that you would receive out of this library will be very good looking and decent. Okay, so first of all we'll have to create a figure. So if you want me to go through the documentation of this Plotly library and want to see the data visualization procedure that I go through with this library, then you can actually go to the comment section and tell me that you want some videos with this library. I'll be very happy to introduce you to this library. Okay, so what I would do is, we'll be actually adding a candlestick chart. Okay, so first of all, you can actually go to the documentation of candlestick chart. Okay, so the problem is, okay, so it is not knowing that I have written this. Okay, now you might, yes. So as you can see that I have already told you that this is pretty neatly documented library. Over here you can see that we will need close, then high, then there will be open, and then we have x. X means your x data, that is date, and close, high, open, and low. There must be low somewhere. Yes, low over here. Okay, so you can actually use these options to plot your data that you have just received. Okay, so let's start to that. So x equals history. So history is already your okay, so history is, we haven't saved history as CSV file. So history, I'll actually write it like history all. something like this. You can actually go through. Okay, so now we have history all, and we'll write over here history all. Then we have date, first of all date, and then we have open. So history all open. You can actually fast forward this portion because I'm just going to type this stuff only over here. Okay, history all low. Okay, so I'll just do this so that it looks pretty neat over here. Okay, open low, and we have high, history all, and high, and then we have history. Okay, close. Yes, I forgot. Close equals history all, and close. Okay, so these are the candlesticks that I want to plot over here. That is why I'm writing these high low values. And over here, as you can see, that we have a pretty neatly looking graph over here. Okay, so yes, so I don't actually like this range slider on the x-axis. So what I would do is I would use another option called as update layout, and here we have x-axis. Come on. Okay, so tab doesn't work over here. Okay, so it is this option is actually range slider equals false. Ah, what happened? Did I make any mistake? Okay, so it says that there is no option called x-axis range slider. Is it like this? No. Okay, so actually I forgot this x-axis range slider equals false. So what we would do is we'll, as you already know, that you can actually go to this plotly.ly. You can actually find out the documentation over there, or there is another way that you can go through this, but I guess I'm missing something over here. Okay, let me actually see if there is another option and I'm just making any mistake, like shape error x-axis. Okay, no. Okay, so let me actually go to the documentation. So in this way you will be actually seeing that what is the procedure in which we kind of try to remove the errors. So basic charts and financial charts, box scientific financial charts, and we have candlestick charts, and over here you will find that yes, so yes, update x-axis range slider visible. Okay, so I just made a small mistake. Update layout, a very small mistake. Okay. X-axis range slider visible equals false. Okay, so now it should work, and now as you can see that we have a pretty decent looking figures over here. Okay, so you can actually export the data in your maybe in some file as well, so that you actually have the data or the transaction data on the exchanges for your particular symbol or the script that you are kind of tracing or tracking. Okay, so this API provides this functionality to do that, and please always remember, just don't directly use for loop or while loop on this API because it will time out pretty easily. So please try to keep some kind of gap, say it could be 100 milliseconds or 50 milliseconds, something like that. Okay, so now if you go to this documentation furthermore, you will see that we can actually place orders as well, but I cannot place order today because today is Sunday and exchanges are closed on Sunday. So this is exchange holiday. So you can actually go through this documentation and kind of try to find out like how you can place orders and how you can actually change the type of order and something like that. There are pretty much options that you will be using in future algo trading. So I'll be covering all these options in future videos as we go through these different uh, variations of this API. Okay, so I hope this was all for today's video. So we just covered how you can actually install this API, and you can actually kind of quote for get a quote of these trades, and you can get the historical data. You can actually plot the historical data using this plotly library. And if you want to cover this in detail, then you can actually tell me in the comment section. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.